Hey, Allison.
Need to unmute. Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Figure out how to, well, it might not matter. Just have you and me on right now.
Well, we're the two most important people, huh?
That's right. This entire world revolves around us.
Yes.
Yeah,
You have happy
I saw
you
a
have
couple.
happy birds.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Northern California right now. Came out to see my grands.
Aw.
So I got here last night, about 11 hours. It's not terrible.
Nice little trip.
And yeah, I'll probably stay till Tuesday and then leave Tuesday.
Nice. That'll be fun.
It's nice to have a little bit of a break. Yeah, got a couple notifications. A couple other people signed up, but for some reason, it's very common these days for no one to be on here. We used to have 10, sometimes 10 to 12 people on, so it's kind
Well,
of interesting. So I think what we'll do, what we're thinking about doing is having a couple past guests, maybe you if you want to, and get a some family members and things that we know to kind of, I hate to say it, but stage a Zoom call.
yeah.
And because I'm thinking if we record one, then people can just watch it at their leisure. Uh,
Yes. That's a
just
good
the
idea.
same questions that I've been getting for the last couple years in these, what brought you to the bridge kind of thing, and um, were you scared? Were you nervous? How are things been?
Yes, especially scared of Brad because he has
Yeah,
a hulking presence.
there's this thing. Yes, they have to definitely be prepared. So, well, I'm gonna get that planned,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then what
happy
we'll
to
do
help.
is I'll have you and probably you and Joe, or you and I. We have a guest in Montana. She loves to be on. She was here, oh, 6 months ago, I think. And then we'll have that on. But
All
yeah,
right.
it's generally been a good tool for people just to be able to come on and just talk to all of you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean it seems like it, especially, you know, uh it's funny because I just kind of like I knew. So I didn't come to the Zoom call like I just knew.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
but I can definitely see how people, you know, would would get more comfortable speaking with people who've been through it.
yeah. Yeah, because I mean, you can do all the reading you want. You can watch as many testimonials you want. You can, talk to Christine, feel pretty comfortable with that, but still there's something, different,
Yes.
not able to answer any and all questions. So, well, all right. Well, we'll figure it out. How's everything going for you?
Good. Uh
Transitioning back?
yeah, it's been, you know, not fun.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I have to cook again. I have to do my own dishes. What
Wow.
is
I I know.
uh but I'm just trying to apply, you know, something every day to, to the my new world.
Yeah.
Um and if I can, apply something every day, then it's uh even if it's just one thing, it's better, it's keeping me on the right path.
Yeah, I shared this with a couple of you. There's a book called Essentialism. Really good book. Um, and this guy Greg McCown, it's both a business book and not a business book. It's just about getting to the point where we're choosing to be what he calls an essentialist, which means choosing to do less better. So you're in the business world.
Yeah.
Think of how many emails, meetings that you have that so often are just a complete waste of time.
Yep.
It's almost like, let's check this off the list, say we did. And
Yes.
I spent 28, almost 30 years doing that. My contribution, I mean, it's not that we didn't have a lot going on in the department, but there just wasn't every Monday, there just wasn't something so important that I had to share in a meeting that couldn't have been shared, had
Right.
already been shared in emails or something else.
Right.
And so his point is that we exert a lot of emotional and physical energy just checking things off of a list that aren't moving us forward at all or just exhausting us.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can agree with that. I wrote it down. I'm gonna check that out.
it's a good book. And he asks, there's one chapter where he asks a question. So he has these two equal circles on the page. They both have the word energy written in the middle of the circle. And on the left hand circle, imagine a bunch of small arrows just all the way around the circle pointing outward, shorter
Uh-huh.
arrows. And then on the right hand circle, he's got one longer arrow pointing straight up. So basically, the point is you're exerting the same amount of energy, but in a more productive way. So the question he asks is, do you find yourself moving millimeters in a million different directions?
Yeah.
So I'll ask people all the time, are you a list? This is like when they're getting ready to go home to the bridge because you start panicking and thinking about everything you did at the bridge every day was structured. And then people think that they have to go home or believe that they can go home and do the same thing. And we never told you we expect you to do that
Right.
because we know it's not possible. You got kids, you got work, you got everything else.
Right.
So I ask people if they're list makers. And a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I have to have a list." And I've had people say, "Yeah, I get to the end of my day, and if my list is complete, I'll add more things onto my list just because I like checking things off." So the
Yeah.
idea is people think just because they're in motion and doing things that they're being productive, they're going to make a return on their investment. They're really not. So then you ask them, well, do you feel like you're where you are is where you want to be? Do you think you're moving ahead? And well, no, that's why I'm here.
Right.
So so yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
book. It's about how to conserve your energy, and if every business leader, if every upper management person or director or manager would do this and then empower his or her staff underneath them to do it, and everyone focused and functioned with this principle of being an essentialist, things would be so much better, and you would have people that weren't getting burned out, stressed out, depressed, and anxious, and everything else.
That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that, you know, I have been, geared more towards productivity and always accomplishing things, and I'm trying to put that into my past. And it's actually kind of interesting getting back to work. I am much more, of course, people have been dealing and with things and not having me there for 3 weeks. So I get back and it's like all this panic, of trying to explain what happened over 3 weeks and this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah,
good job. No, like it's no big, like, nobody was lying, on a hospital bed waiting for us to make a decision.
yeah,
Um, and
yeah,
so you know, it's let's just take it down a notch,
yeah,
and um, uh, because yeah, it's not worth getting just all spun up on some of this stuff. So yeah, that
yeah. But
it
but you
makes
can
sense.
find, yeah, but you can find yourself. getting a bigger return on investment, meaning when we define productivity as, yeah, so you're more actually more productive, but you've also conserved yourself and you haven't burned yourself out and or your staff and you're happy and yeah, it's just very different. So yeah, that's a good book, and I think it applies to all of you as you go home because there's this idea that I've got to go home. Okay, I got to get make breakfast and a healthy breakfast. I've got to do a gratitude and a meditation, get an exercise in, maybe listen to a podcast on the way to work, have a good lunch, listen to another podcast when I come home after I make a good dinner. And it's not possible. Or go get a massage, something like that,
Yes.
or meet with my therapist. And there's just not enough hours in the day.
Yeah,
So,
no, there's not.
so I don't,
But
yeah,
Charlie did give me a massage today. We
nice.
gave each other with the little massage gun thing.
I
So I
love
was
it.
like, oh.
I was just doing that for my daughter's shoulder while she's feeding her baby about half hour ago. The Theragun.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got one of those too. So,
yeah. So, but
well,
yeah, I'm just it stinks to be back in a lot of ways, but it's good to be back, and good to sleep in my bed.
yeah,
And but yeah, it was just a great time out there. And
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was an awesome group. Yeah, and everyone's keeping in touch with each other, which I like. And did you do the Zoom last night?
I did not, because it was 8:30, and that's getting close to my I go to sleep really early time.
Yeah. Well, they're recorded. They're recorded, so I'm sure Tanisha can send
Cool.
the recording out.
Okay.
But those are good. Yeah, it kind of sucks for the East Coast folks because it's 8:30. No, it's
Yeah,
it's
I mean it's not that bad. It just getting
7:30.
back into the my time shift change, and uh so yes,
Yeah,
I was trying I stayed up too late the night before, and then of course had to wake up super early, and so I was beat yesterday.
yeah. No, they're every
Cool.
week, and she's got a recording of it.
Cool.
So all right. Well,
Alrighty. Well,
I will be in touch. I'm going to plan hopefully that next week sometime,
okay.
and I'm just going to recruit a bunch of people. Um, just so you know, it's going to be relatively staged. I mean, again, it's going to be questions that we get all the time, but
Yeah.
but I think in talking to our web guy, just what we've seen happen is just we plan to have all of you on and one or two of you on, and then we don't get people showing up, people who've
Yeah.
signed up. So not sure why, but we're going to switch gears and just we think if there's a recording where people can watch on demand, um, it'd work out. But I'll get that planned and have you on, probably you and a gal named Rachel, and maybe even Joe jump on, and then we'll get a
Okay.
bunch of people. So we'll have a full panel there. So
Okay.
okay, all right. Well,
Sounds
sounds
good to
good.
me.
Say hi to Charlie.
I will do so. Good talking
Okay,
with you, Brad. Have fun in California.
I will. Okay, we'll talk soon.
Alrighty. Bye bye.
Okay, see you. Bye.